Hello, welcome to the fourth pre-recorded video in today's well-suited masterclass. I do hope you're enjoying making the cards so far. This is the last pre-recorded video in the set. The other videos have been filmed as a Facebook Live, as I do like to have that little bit of interaction with my card class attendees. So watch out for that. The live is actually taking place on the 1st of May. So for this last card in our pre-recorded set, I have used the suit and tie dies to create a little feature on my card. Some people have said it's a little bit easier to create a feature rather than a whole card, and this is my take on that technique. This card really reminds me of a friend of mine's dad, who I was very close to when I was growing up. He always wears shirts like this, so it's my little tribute to my friend's dad, I guess. You can by all means use any designer series paper that you like. If you have the dies, you can cut the extra pieces, but I've used this lovely check. Before you start making your card, you're going to need to cut one extra piece that isn't in your little kit, and that piece is an 8cm square, and it's just the piece that we're going to use like so. So let's get started. We have a lovely tent-fold card base, so we're just going to give that a little score. And then we have an 8.5cm piece of basic white, which we're going to add to our card straight away. Like so. Okay, so we're just going to leave an equal border around the top and two sides, okay, to centralise that on our card as such. And then we can add our piece of designer series paper like so. Okay. So this card actually comes together really quite nicely. We're going to add a few little dimensionals just to these pieces here. Okay. I do find the best way to make these cards is to use dimensionals and glue dots to get good definition between your layers. Okay. Just notice that's moved ever so slightly. Okay, and then we're going to centralise this on our card as well as we can, okay, like so. Okay, and then this little piece here, we're going to pop that in the centre of our square. So you're going to need to trim this down slightly. I'm going to add mine first and then trim it off. Okay, like so, and just trim that off so that it just sits on the bottom like so. Okay, and then we can go ahead and we can add our buttons. So the buttons are cut from basic black. I have used 4. You don't have to use all 4. I'm just adding little pieces of little dots of glue at kind of trying to get the same interval between. Okay. And then I'm using my pick tool to just pick up those buttons and add them to my card. Okay. Pick tool is really handy because it's got just this little bit of putty on the end, which helps you pick things up. The wrong way around. Big fan of this tool. It's got lots of different attachments for using. Okay, so there we have our little shirt feature. Okay, and then we can do the bottom of our card. So we're going to pop on our little white strip. I'm just going to stick that down with some wet glue. Oh dear. There we go. And that's just going to go along the bottom like so. Okay. And then we're going to take our twine and we are going to tie this around that strip. Okay, I'm going to tie it around twice. So once and then twice. Like so. Okay. And then before I stick that down, I'm just going to move that to one side, and I want to stamp my sentiment onto my little banner. Okay, and I'm going to use basic black memento for this, and I'm using that happy birthday to you sentiment from the Handsomely Suited stamp set, and that's just going in the centre of that banner like so. And then to my banner I'm going to add some dimensionals. I'm going to add one at the top and I'm going to add one at the bottom. I'm just going to use a little bit of the mini dimensionals, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hold onto our twine nice and tightly, okay, and then we're going to stick our banner on so that that twine now runs through the centre of those dimensionals, okay, and then we can tie our bow. Okay, as I said earlier in one of the previous videos, I like to tie my bows upside down. I'm sure that means something in our crazy world, like so. Okay, and then just trim those ends down as I want them to be. Okay. And then all we have is we have the little centerpiece to put inside, which there's no added detail to this card, it's just that piece in the centre. You could add some of that designer series paper if you wanted to, in a similar way to what we did in card number 3, but it's entirely up to you. I've left mine quite plain, and because there's a lot of navy going on that card. And there we have our finished card number 4 in today's set. I do hope you're enjoying the card so far, and I look forward to seeing your own creations. Thanks then, bye for now.